So the general approach is to be more mammal, less reptile, more playful, less serious. Business, not your problem. Then some more specific approaches. There's the 3C approach, which has been covered in chapter 3, so I won't say much more about that. Another approach regarding the strategies is to have the 4-stage plan. And this is where, when you put in place a strategy, it helps to have 4 stages, or to think about the 4 stages, which is effectively the 4-stage plan is where we support before we save. This is the idea that you only save someone who's drowning. If your child is not drowning, then you don't save them. Because every time you save someone, you weaken them. You're choosing for them. They lose the opportunity to work it out for themselves. So within the 4-stage plan, the first stage, number 1, is when you see a strong emotion or a tricky behaviour, the first step is to signal it and name it. Rather than jumping in and telling them what to do, you simply identify, there's that strong emotion, there's that behaviour that is problematic. You can do it. I believe in you. I think you can fix it. I reckon you can work this one out. Hey guys, you're fighting again. I reckon you can work it out. But what's important is that there's a time limit. With this plan, you don't do this and then don't do anything else. We're just going through stage 1. Hey, I'm noticing, I reckon you can fix it. The time limit might be, I'll count to 3. The time limit might be 30 minutes. The time limit might be a month. It depends on what the problem is. But I've seen it, I've noted it, I believe in you. But we're going to check to see whether it is sorted in some time. It's the review that's important. My first consultant said to me, Andrew, there's no perfect plan. You just make a plan and you review it. That's what we're doing here. We're making a plan, we're running with it, and we see. The second stage is that in your presence, you provide your presence. You can do it. Here, you've provided the support of I've noted it, I've named it, I'm sure you can do it. That's supportive. Here, you actually stay in their presence. Hey guys, you're fighting. I'm just going to wait here for 30 seconds and see whether you can stop. Again, there's a time limit. It doesn't go on forever. And of course, if it's bad enough, you might step in straight away. If people are getting hurt, you might have to jump in and save straight away, go straight to stage 4. But if you can, name it, go away, review, in their presence, see if you can fix it. See if you can work it out just while I'm here. They're going to probably try to engage you, get you to talk, maybe get you to try to step in. No, you can do it. I'll just wait here and see how you go. But if that doesn't change the strong emotional tricky behaviour, then you go to the next stage, which is you offer ideas. Hey guys, I wonder if this is a time where this might work. I wonder what might help you guys. I wonder if that thing we spoke about, have you thought about doing this maybe? So you're offering, you're not telling, You're not stepping in. You're moving a bit beyond support because you're starting to think for them. You're offering them ideas that might work. Hey, have you thought about? I wonder. But it's offered in a curious way. But again, there's a time limit. You don't go on forever with this. The busier you are, the less time you have. The fourth stage of the four-stage plan is that if despite going through this, they're still struggling, then you take over. You do whatever it takes. We don't just stand back and let anything happen. There is a certain thing that needs to happen. Maybe they need to go to their rooms. Maybe you go and turn the TV off. Maybe you turn the internet off. Who knows what it is? The strategy, you can come up with numerous strategies of what this is, but it's the approach. The approach is, before I step in, I will support you to work it out for yourself first. Because if you step in too strongly, too quickly, how do they learn to do it themselves? This is incredibly important. I have seen a number of young people and their parents, and they love each other, they care for each other, but if the parent can't tolerate their child making mistakes, as soon as a problem occurs, they go straight to taking over, straight to telling, straight to it'll be this way. And so the kids know how to provoke their parent to take over. I guess there is a stage 5 of a 4-stage plan, which is, if we as parents and as a family can't solve this problem, then we'll go beyond our family. We'll get extra family help. And I won't go through any of that here, but that's, you've got to do whatever it takes to create the change for your family. So there's the general approach, more mammal, less reptile. There's the 4-stage plan that we support before we save. The 3C approach. And then this idea of strong boundaries. Whatever strategies you come up with, it is vital that those strategies are robust, that they're strong. If your child has a problem, a strong emotion, a tricky behaviour, it's a bit like they're in a room like with a snake on the floor. Well, if I'm in a room and there's a snake on the floor, I'm not dealing with the snake. I am getting out of the room. And if the door is locked, if there's no gap, well, I'm actually going to attack the boundary. I'm going to attack the wall. If it's plaster, I'm not dealing with no snake. I'm going to break the door down. I'm going to escape from this place. And so if the walls of this room and if the locks are weak, I don't deal with the snake. I break down the walls. I break down the door. Weak boundaries actually invite the child to attack the boundary, not attack the problem. If your boundaries crumble under pressure, you've just taught them to attack the boundary. And who's making the boundary? You are. So in fact, they'll put all their energy not into dealing with their problem, they'll put all their energy into attacking you. If, however, your child is in a room with a snake, but the boundaries, it's like a foot thick concrete, and the doors are locked and strong, well, of course the child will try to break the boundary down. But if they run at that concrete wall, the only person they're going to hurt is themselves, because these boundaries are not breaking. It's the business of our family. Our love for our child is strong, but these strong emotions or tricky behaviours, that's just business. If you're caught in a room with a snake surrounded by concrete and there's no way out, eventually you're going to deal with the snake. But you won't deal with this problem if you think there's a way out. If calling out opens the door, if complaining opens the door, if I can smash through the plaster, if I can do something, then I don't deal with the problem, I just escape. Strong boundaries actually means they won't spend as much effort attacking you, and they'll put their energy into attacking the snake. So this is the other general approach, is that if you're going to have a strategy, it has to be strong. Everyone needs to be committed to it because, and this is where unity, which is in chapter 7, I think, with unity, the boundaries won't break. But if the person on the wall changes and it turns into this, well, then they're not going to deal with the snake. They're just going to wait for the other person to come along. If we undermine each other, we're actually giving ourselves problems. So, if we want our kids to deal with these strong emotions and tricky behaviours, the boundaries must be very, very strong.